I taught myself how to paint, autodidact, and years ago I bought and sold art and antiques, and I had handled a lot of art, loved paintings, but so one day I was in a art supply store, and I decided it was going out of business, and I bought 50 canvases and fistfuls of paint and brushes, and I started painting that night, and 6 months later I had my first show. I didn't know I could paint. It was just something I tried, and it just took off. It was the more I painted and the more I showed, the more momentum got going, and the next thing I knew, it was years had gone by, and I left Boston and went out to LA, and it just got going. I started showing all the time, and at first, and like I would show in a coffee shop, and then it was on the roof of a hotel, and then it was a one-man opening show for a big brand new gallery downtown, and I was just painting. Probably for the last 12 years, I've really just painted. A little bit of surfing in California, and a little bit of traveling, but so I've been very lucky to now be here in France as a painter. Was a dream, kind of a dream for me. And before COVID, I had some momentum, actually speaking to a gallery in Rome, and then one in Paris, and then after COVID, everything just kind of stopped. And so I've just been doing this little gallery, and I'm really lucky. I've shipped paintings to clients all over the world from this little place, A friend of mine who's a professional musician lives here, and I came to France with a Parisian woman, and we spent our first year together here, or in France, and so we were doing a lot of traveling, and she was looking to buy a kind of domain, and my friend and her friend, this musician, said, before you do anything, you've got to see Saint-Antonin. And as soon as we saw it, we both agreed it was perfect, and we love it. And I still feel that way. Something special. Yeah, I don't paint really like most people. I never draw before I paint. I'm either painting or drawing, but rarely ever will I sketch anything. Because I'm self-taught, I learned by copying everybody. So I went through everything from German Expressionism to the Renaissance, and Flemish painters and Italian painters and American painters, and illustrative art and abstract, and to learn, and so they say if you want to have a career in the art world, you have to kind of limit your style and subject matter and all that. But because I learned by copying everybody, I really loved painting every style and everything, and I found that clients could ask me for this or that, and now that's kind of evolved into something that I want to focus on, which is almost like a collage style painting. I can create a scene and a feeling, and just plug in the characters and the setting myself, instead of relying on copying an actual image. When you paint outside, if you want to stand by a river and paint the river, that's what you're looking at, and that's what you're going to work from. But when you're composing it in a collage style, you simply choose the elements of the painting and paint it in, and that's pretty rewarding. I like that. Yeah, I have, so because this gallery is here in Saint-Antonin, a lot of people come here from all over the world for vacation. And I had started shipping years ago. I found out that people would ask me to ship a painting, so it's very natural for me. But it's a real blessing to actually have this gallery here, because I can show, in this little gallery, I can show a lot of work, and then people can have me ship it from, I mean, the United States to, maybe there's, I don't think I've ever shipped anything to Russia, but you know, all over the place, England, Amsterdam, you know, Italy, so they kind of just come to me, they find me here, or I get referrals. Sometimes people will email me and say, you painted this painting for my sister, can I send you a photo and have you paint it? And I never meet the client, and I just ship it out, you know. So, yeah, I really like meeting the client, but it's okay if it's just on. I love commissions because they pay the bills, and I love the people, but I also love just painting for myself, and I paint every day. If I'm not working on a commission, I'm thinking about something, or I'm researching, or going somewhere to take a picture of something I thought I saw in this place or that place. And it all comes together maybe in a painting next year or tomorrow. I'm always, when I started out, I had usually three paintings going at once. And that's what I'm going to go back to. I'll be painting. It's good to have multiple paintings going. Well, for me, this big new space is a dream. It's a massive old barn warehouse loft, and so I'm going to create a huge gallery in there, and I'll also move in, and I'll be painting maybe immediately 10 or more new paintings for that space, and I'll have a big opening there. And in the bigger picture, I think I'm very lucky that the timing's right for me to maybe participate in other parts of the art world beyond just my own gallery. So I'll be looking at that and seeing what kind of opportunities come up. How art was kind of an access to people. People were always very receptive to you to me because I was an artist, and I sold this painting of a street in Italy, and the clients were really thrilled with it and invited me to their concert. They're musicians, and when I went to the show, after the show, their violinist came over to me, who I didn't know, and said, "Oh, you painted this painting of Italy for my friends." And I said, "Oh yes, I painted it." And she said, "It's wonderful. We will be in Assisi all summer. You must come and stay and paint." And I didn't know this person. She just instantly invited me, and that was over 10 years ago. And I realized, wow, the power of art. If it breaks down barriers, and people want to be connected to art and painters and all this stuff, and this is so. I mean, it's like that. I've been very lucky to find these relationships with people through my art.